Alright, I'm back with another episode. I've been quite busy since the last one. Let's check the stats. Yep, 4.63 days in now. And what else have I done? I've jumped like 15,000 times. Apparently in Reflex Arena I've nearly jumped 1,000,000 times because there's stats in that game as well. And you're pretty much jumping all the time in that game. So, what's new? Let's show you what's new. This is the main thing that I've just been working on earlier today. I got the boring machine back out from, what's this? Required power, required torque. Oh, I see. Yeah. Got the boring machine back out from Rotarycraft. It's actually a little better than I thought it was. I was powering it with a gas turbine before, and it just didn't seem that fast. I'm not sure, maybe I did something wrong, probably put a gearbox in the wrong thing. So I'm using one of my bedrock coils that's been charged by my hydropower setup. It had about 350 gigajoules in, and it's netted me quite a lot already. Let's check up on it. Oh, lovely ore. Got 1.5 stacks almost of iron ore. In order to build another 12 hydro engines, because you can put 16 on a chain, and I've got 4 already, you need it's 72 iron and about 3 diamonds per engine. And with 5 times ore multiplication, I've worked it out that I need about 3.5 stacks of iron, or 3, something like that. 3 or 3.5 stacks of iron ore, and that will get me enough iron for some more hydro engines, which I definitely want to do. And yeah, and you can see I've put a void upgrade on this drawer for cobble, and I'm pulling that out of the main chest. It just dumps items into the chest. So I really need one for dirt and gravel as well. That would be good, and maybe some sort of assembler to compress the redstone into blocks. But I'll check back on that later. And for now, it's nice. Not super ideal, but it's a quick and easy way of getting some iron. In fact, on the next episode, I was thinking, this episode, before I started using the boring machine, I was going to just go on a mining trip and try and get enough iron for hydro engines. And yeah. But I thought I'd resurrect the boring machine and power it with a bedrock coil, and that worked quite nicely. Nothing new going on here apart from some armor stands. Had to build these Thaumaturge's clothes. So you get the Viz discount, so you can craft a silverwood rod, which I've got now. That's a nice little upgrade. Yes, I've sort of been digging into ThaumicRoft, finally. So I've carved out this massive room. This is my magic room, and you can see the water there for the... I'm thinking I might put walls up, like along here and here. So when you come up here, this will be like a corridor, like a hallway. And then you can go into the infusion altar, like here, and into here for the Ars Magica stuff. Got some mop heads up on there for stabilizers and some tallow candles. A bunch of... This is all really messy right now. I've just sort of been doing it in a very manual way, getting essentia from items. And you can see I had all these lined up, the primal aspects plus Perdito and Ordo, in order to make my silverwood wand. That was the last thing I did. The infusions are really pretty. I saw one before. Pegasus showed me one. It's actually on my channel. It's a little clip. If you look up ThaumicRoft infusion, I'll link it in the description. And it looks really cool because it sucks the essentia out and pulls it into the matrix, and then all the items that you put on the pedestals get sort of sucked in. It looks really cool. Asanor, the creator of ThaumicRoft, did a really nice job of that. And then the other thing that I've been working on is, you can see, I'll get back to that later, is I've carved out this room, and in here I've got the mob harvester set up, a vacuum hopper, the spawner controller, 2 gas engines to power it, and I've got my blaze spawner here. I haven't quite figured it out. There's a bait box as well, which I've got here, which needs 32 kilowatts, and you can use that to... you can put something in it for each mob that will repel them or attract them. which I guess will lure them. So the blazes spawn in the air. I think they can float so they don't fall down. So we're gonna need like fans or something to get them into the killing zone here. And then let's see, down here I've set up just 4 steam engines to power the mob harvester. So I think that's got power. And then the water's coming down from above. Has that got power? Doesn't say. There's no like clickable interface. Doesn't kill me or hurt me even. I'm not sure how much power. I mean, that's 65 kilowatts power with the 4 steam engines. I don't know how long, how much damage that will deal, but we'll see. And oh yeah, and the other thing I've done is jet fuel. I ended up using up all my blaze powder, so I haven't got any blaze powder left. Got lots of slime balls left over though. And yeah, I decided to try out the fluid compression chamber because that's the only sort of dense liquid storage that's available in this pack. And it works quite well. I was worried that when you disconnect the power it would explode or something, but I tested it with some water and it works just fine. So right now it's storing 2,068.735 buckets of jet fuel, and the power's off, and I was just using my bedrock coils. I was using one to process it, which goes really quite fast, with 16 megawatts of power from a bedrock coil. Very fast indeed if you gear it down to 1 Newton meter of torque. And the other one, I think you need 4 megawatts of power, all towards torque, so 1 radian a second, all the rest of it dumped into torque, and that gets you storage for 1 million buckets of something, which is pretty damn cool. And you might think it's a bit OP, but frankly with Rotarycraft, by the time you get to the bedrock stage, you know, you've done enough work then to get whatever the hell Raker thinks is, or Riker even, is you know, good for you. It's not OP if it's significantly expensive and time-consuming and thought-consuming to make, right? You know, it's a game after all. You're supposed to have fun with it. This is power for the pneumatic item pump. That should be pulling everything it needs into there. I did use a hopper initially, but the hopper's way too slow and fiddly. So yeah, hence the blaze spawner sort of mob grinder setup down here. This is just me experimenting. I'm not doing it to make pretty, and I want to factor in other mob grinders as well. I've already harvested a few. I'll put them in this to-do chest. You can see I've got a spider, a zombie, 3 skellies, and another blaze. So once I get all of those set up, I should be able to net a hell of a lot of XP and items. Yeah, mob drops. Woo! And this, I planted my 2 silverwood trees, my 2 saplings, and I got, you can't see them, because I haven't got my goggles of revealing on, but there's a node in there, an aura node, can't remember which aspects it has, and it's turned it into a magical, if I bring up F3, it's turned it into a mini magical forest biome. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I haven't. The iron drill on my mining thing finally ran out, but I've got so much sugarcane stored that I decided I can wait for now. And I wanted to look into Steve's carts, because I don't think the drill is sort of the right tool, but it works, so I used it. But there's probably a better way of doing it. And yeah, otherwise, planted some more trees. Carved out some more land. You can see my hydro tower there. The water has to be full 64 blocks for you to get maximum power. If I can bring up this, there you go. There it is. So pure, node, air, and auto. Oh, that's good. Auto. Gotta love auto. My cat's meowing at me. Hello, cat. I'll stop in a minute, give her some playtime. So that is what I've been up to, and I have to say I've been really enjoying it. It's been quite fun learning ThaumicRaft in Ars Magica 2 and Witchery. I haven't picked up on Witchery a lot. I was using it mainly to make slime balls in the distillery, but I want to look into making some of the other poppets for various protection against like fall damage and stuff like that. I had to take down my woodcutters to clear space for all of this stuff, but I don't really need them to be online right now, so it's all good. And yeah, I need to I think one thing I might say for an episode is trying to find a wisp spawner. Apparently on mountain tops, ThaumicRaft spawns like those dungeons with wisp spawners, and you can turn them into like a grinder. And that's a good way of getting ethereal essence, which I had to use to make thaumium caps for this. I ended up having to fly down to the magical forest to the west. Is that west? East. There's a magical forest to the east where I initially got these silverwood saplings, and had to break a few nodes. I think that's what I did. Yeah, I broke a few nodes in order to get ethereal essence, in order to get aurum essentia, which I've still got a little bit of here. There it is. 2 left. Which you need to make the stuff for thaumium caps. It's a long process. So yeah, it's all good. Having a lot of fun. Sort of focusing a bit more on aesthetics now as well, making things look pretty. I would like to move all of this magic stuff up into my big magic room now, next to the altar and everything, but which apparently you can do. You lose all of the bonus aspects that you've got, apparently, if you move the research table. But that's probably not that big a deal. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I've done that's new. Yeah. Things to do next will be sorting out a storage system, because it's still really messy, and apparently you can make a drawer controller. Yeah. And you can use that for like item sorting and dumping stuff into the right drawer, that kind of thing. So that's cool. I've been processing a lot of coal for jet fuel. Still got loads of lubricant stored. That's my buffer whilst I figure out like optimal canola processing for 16 engines. Yeah. So yeah, gotta travel, find a wisp spawner, do storage. I've actually got some notes somewhere regarding what I want to do. And setting up the mob grinders, yeah, like blaze powder is the limiting ingredient for jet fuel production right now, and I would like to make a lot of jet fuel and then get like, I don't know, 16 gas turbines on the extractor and just you know, just do some really silly stuff. Yeah, you can upgrade the shaft junctions so you can go up to 16 engines instead of 4. You need bedrock basically to do more than 4 engines on only one machine. And yeah, 16 gas engines. Could even put afterburner upgrades on them all. Let's check back on the boring machine where we started and see how much. The only thing that's a bit awkward with the coil is that there's the potential for it to the storage to be maxed out, and for it not to stop. So I'm heading out to the gym later on, and I'll probably stop. And there we go. Get all that stuff out now. Close to 2 stacks of iron ore now. That's nice. So yeah, I don't want to waste all of this power. I mean, ideally, I don't want to waste it. And the boring machine leaves behind these pipes, which blocks lava and water and stuff, liquids. What the hell? And you can see there. And you can see there's also some exposed ore that are left behind, so I'll probably break all these pipes and light the tunnel nicely, and then get the rest of the ore. And there's a sort of cave to the right here. I pumped lava from there before. So yeah, it's quite a nice little system. You can break the pipes. Like, ooh. Didn't realise they were connected. That's kind of cool. So yeah. Oh, I thought that was an Enderman. Alright, I've rambled enough. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment if there's anything you'd like me to try, or advice, or just to say hi. And I'll be back soon with another episode. Alrighty. Ha.